If you take 3 weeks off and walk from Paris to Tours, I'll show you 15 things that'll make it worthwhile.
Hi, my name's John Mundy. I'm a retired Canadian diplomat that likes walking across France. And I've got 15 great sites to show you if you walk from Paris to Tours. I like to follow the old pilgrimage routes that lead to the famous El Camino in Spain and Santiago de Compostela. This time, I'm walking from Paris west to Tours and then south to Bordeaux. This video covers Paris to Tours, which I walked in the spring of 2023. It's a distance of about 300 kilometers. And I've picked 15 of the best things that I saw on this journey. Everything from Leonardo da Vinci to Marie Antoinette, from Gothic cathedrals to beautiful Renaissance chateaux over the Loire. They're arranged chronologically, and I hope they will encourage you to do this beautiful walk yourself one day. And by the way, there is a bonus at the end of the video for lovers of Marcel Proust.
You start this walk at the Tour Saint-Jacques in central Paris, which is where medieval pilgrims prayed before they set out on this journey. So naturally, the first site I've selected is the Seine River and Notre-Dame de Paris, which is being repaired after its terrible fire. I saw the second site on day 2 of my walk, the beautiful 18th century classical French gardens by Lenotre at Sceaux. The third site came on day 5 of my walk, 65 kilometers in, at Rambouillet. It's Marie Antoinette's laiterie or dairy. It's hard to know exactly what this is, but it is an expression of Louis XVI's love for his wife. And of course, they were both doomed. On day 7 of my walk, I got to Chartres and took a look at the cathedral's incredible stained glass. The fifth site was a surprise to me. It was Jean de Dunois' chateau at Châteaudun. He was the famous companion in arms to Jeanne d'Arc, but she never saw the castle. Here's number 6 on my list, and not too far beyond Châteaudun. It's the Chateau Ganelon.
Hi, it's John. I'm in the Loire Valley. I'm in a small place called La Chapelle d'Iran. And the place is significant because almost exactly 800 years ago, a local shepherd named Estienne de Cloyes, who had a gift for preaching, launched the Children's Crusade. In 1212, he started a movement that led to 20,000 children from all over Europe attempting to walk to Jerusalem. And of course, it didn't turn out very well. It was one of the most tragic incidents of the Middle Ages, and all the children were lost. Here's the chapel where Estienne, the local shepherd, found his calling.
The 8th site I've selected is La Trinité at Vendôme. I got there on day 14 of my walk, a little more than 200 kilometers in. and it's a great example of High Gothic. Number 9 is the statue to Joan of Arc at Blois on the Loire River. And here she is, leading the French army out of the town to save Orléans. There's a lot to see in Blois, and number 10 is its Renaissance palace. That's Francois I's staircase. On day 17, I got to Chaumont-sur-Loire, about 240 kilometers in on my walk, and it has a beautiful view of the Loire River from its terrace. If you're enjoying this video, subscribe to my channel. More is coming. Just like Blois, there's a lot to see at Amboise, and I got there on day 18 of my walk from Paris. The 13th site I've selected is Leonardo da Vinci's last workshop. He was a guest of Francois I, and this is where he died. The 14th site I've selected is the incomparable chateau at Chenonceau, which I saw the day before I arrived in Tours. On day 21, I arrived in Tours and completed the first 300 kilometers of my walk from Paris to Bordeaux. I hope this list of 15 sites has encouraged you to consider walking this beautiful route. Here's the bonus I promised, which came about halfway into my journey when I did a detour off my route.
I'm at a little town called Illiers-Cambrai, about 140 kilometers into my journey. And I've stopped here because this was a town made famous by Marcel Proust, the famous French author. He visited here as a youth at the end of the 19th century, and he used this town as the setting for the beginning of his famous novel, À la recherche du temps perdu. Now, perhaps during COVID, you decided to read it. Now, full disclosure, I have not read À la recherche du temps perdu, but I have walked more than 20 kilometers out of my way to show you how this town has commemorated its favorite son. And by the way, that's little Marcel sitting on the bench just over my shoulder.
Proust died quite young, and he spent a great portion of his life as an invalid in bed. I'm at the museum in Cambrai. This is the end of my video. A second one is coming on the second half of my journey from Tours to Bordeaux. Bye-bye for now.